Candace Owens has dropped a revelation so explosive that even Charlie Kirk's most loyal supporters are looking at him differently tonight. For months, rumors have been building, whispers circulating in political backchannels, and quiet tension rising between Charlie, Erica, and the people closest to them. But no one expected Candace, someone who once stood beside him, to be the one to finally break the silence. According to her, the real story behind Charlie's secret DNA test isn't just about a private matter. It's about power, manipulation, and a betrayal that insiders have been trying to cover up for over a year. Candace claims that the test wasn't voluntary. She says it was triggered by a suspicious pattern that Charlie allegedly couldn't ignore anymore. And when the results came back, they reportedly didn't just shock him, they completely destabilized his inner circle. Friends stopped talking. Staff members suddenly resigned. Even his own family, according to Candace, warned him that the truth was going to come out whether he liked it or not. But here's where it gets even darker. Candace suggests that someone close to Charlie tried to bury the results permanently. She claims there was pressure, threats, and attempts to silence the situation before it spiraled into a public scandal. And from the way she tells it, the scandal was never about the DNA test itself. It was about why he felt he needed it in the first place. Charlie Kirk had been unusually quiet for weeks, and everyone online noticed it. Rumors were growing louder, timelines were filling up with speculation, and even conservative circles were whispering about what was really going on behind the scenes. But no one expected Candace Owens to be the one who finally broke the silence. The moment she appeared on camera, her tone alone made it clear that something serious was coming. She didn't waste time, didn't sugarcoat, and didn't hide behind vague statements. She dove straight into the one thing Charlie had tried hard to keep buried, the DNA test situation that insiders claim shook their entire circle. Candace started by explaining that people had been asking her for weeks if she knew why Charlie had disappeared from several events without explanation. She said she had stayed silent out of respect for a friend, but the silence around him had only created more questions, more rumors, and more pressure. She finally decided the best way to protect the truth was to tell it. She revealed that Charlie had been dealing with a massive personal issue that spiraled into something much bigger than he ever anticipated. And at the center of it all was a DNA test that insiders say he didn't want to take, but couldn't avoid. She explained that the test wasn't about something casual or private. It wasn't about a rumor from his past. It wasn't about drama between him and Erica. According to Candace, the test was connected to decisions Charlie had made years ago, decisions that he thought would never come back. She said he had trusted the wrong people, ignored warnings from his own family, and surrounded himself with people who saw him as a political asset, not a human being. Candace revealed that when the test results finally came back, Charlie locked himself in a room for almost 2 hours before speaking to anyone. Not even Erica could get him to open the door. She said close friends described him as being in complete shock, pacing the room, sitting on the floor, and staring at the paperwork like it didn't make sense. Whatever was on those papers didn't just surprise him, it shattered him. She didn't reveal the full details of what the DNA test confirmed, but she kept repeating that the results explained everything: why he distanced himself, why he refused certain events, why he suddenly cut ties with people he once defended publicly. She hinted that the results exposed more than just paternity. They revealed secrets about people around him, motives he never suspected, and betrayals he had been blind to. Candace then shifted to Erica, saying the pressure around the situation nearly broke their relationship. She explained that Erica tried to control the narrative, tried to keep the information from leaking, and even tried to convince Charlie that going public would ruin both of their reputations. But Candace claimed Charlie was tired of hiding everything. She said he no longer wanted to protect people who did not protect him. That one line alone instantly made people start asking if Erica was involved in what the DNA results revealed. Candace continued by saying that Charlie wasn't the only one who received the results. Someone else, someone with influence, got access to them before he did. She claimed this person used the information to manipulate him, and may have even leaked parts of it to insiders. The moment Candace mentioned that, entire timelines exploded with theories. Some pointed at political leaders. Some pointed at donors. Some pointed at Charlie's inner circle. Others pointed directly at Erica. Candace said that when Charlie realized people he trusted were using the information against him, it broke something in him. He became paranoid, stopped answering certain calls, cut back his public appearances, and even cancelled a trip at the last minute. She said the betrayal hit him harder than the actual test results. For Charlie, loyalty had always been everything. To find out that people close to him used a deeply personal issue as leverage was something he could not process. She then revealed that Charlie's parents had known about the DNA test situation long before it became public. She said they warned him repeatedly, begged him to be careful, and even urged him to keep certain people at a distance. But Charlie refused to listen, because he believed he was making decisions as an adult and didn't need interference. Candace said his parents' warnings were not based on dislike or judgment. They came from knowing exactly what kind of people were around him. According to her, the moment the DNA results surfaced, Charlie's parents immediately stepped in. They flew out to see him, sat him down, and told him the truth he had been avoiding for years. Candace said that conversation was one of the hardest of his entire life. It forced him to confront lies, manipulation, and mistakes he had ignored. She said that when he walked out of the room, he wasn't the same person. Candace stressed that the situation wasn't about gossip or drama. It was about how power, influence, and trust can be twisted inside political circles. She said that Charlie learned the hard way that the people closest to him weren't protecting him, they were protecting themselves. And the DNA test, which should have been a simple, private matter, became a weapon. By the end of her explanation, there was no doubt that Candace was holding back certain details intentionally. She made it clear she wasn't trying to expose Charlie's personal life, but she wanted to tell enough of the truth so people would stop speculating wildly. She said Charlie was exhausted, emotionally drained, and trying to rebuild himself away from public pressure. She ended part 1 with a warning: the DNA test wasn't the final blow. It was the beginning of something much bigger that involved more people than Charlie realized. And the people who thought they could hide behind him were about to face their own exposure. The fallout from Candace Owens' revelations has only intensified as the public and insiders continue to analyze the shocking DNA test allegations surrounding Charlie Kirk. Sources close to the situation claim that the details she revealed go far beyond what anyone expected, exposing layers of secrecy, hidden motives, and manipulations that had remained under wraps for months. The leak has raised questions about who knew what, who was responsible for the tests, and why Charlie felt compelled to handle the situation so privately. Social media has exploded with speculation and commentary. On Twitter, fans are dissecting every piece of information Candace shared, debating the significance of undisclosed DNA tests, and what they reveal about Charlie's relationships and inner circle. TikTok and Instagram are flooded with reaction videos, with influencers attempting to interpret Candace's statements, while fan forums are dissecting past interactions, public appearances, and interviews for clues that now take on new meaning in light of the revelations. Insiders say that Charlie's guarded behavior over the past months suddenly makes a lot more sense. He reportedly exhibited extreme caution and suspicion toward even close friends, advisors, and associates, stemming from breaches of trust and the constant threat of sensitive information leaking. Candace Owens' disclosures illustrate why he was so wary and why trust, or the lack of it, was such a central concern in his personal and public life. Every interaction, it seems, was carefully calculated to avoid further complications, and public perception of Charlie Kirk has shifted dramatically as well. Fans who previously criticized his cautious demeanor are now reconsidering, understanding that he was operating in a high-stakes environment where any misstep could be amplified and exploited. The revelations also highlight the emotional and psychological toll of navigating personal crises under public scrutiny, emphasizing the pressures faced by someone in Charlie's position. The leak has created tension, not only among the public, but also within Charlie's inner circle. Some allies reportedly feel conflicted about how much information was revealed and the potential consequences, while others believe the disclosure has clarified previously confusing events. Relationships that were once stable are now under strain. Trust is being re-evaluated, and alliances may shift as the full implications of the leak continue to unfold. Candace Owens' timing in revealing this information has sparked discussion as well. Observers suggest that the release was strategic, designed to maximize attention and influence the narrative. Fans are left wondering if additional revelations will follow, and how these might further reshape the story and public understanding. Every new statement, clip, or leaked detail has the potential to change the narrative entirely, keeping audiences captivated and engaged. Moreover, the situation highlights the complex dynamics of managing personal privacy in the public eye. Charlie Kirk's experiences underscore how difficult it can be to maintain boundaries when sensitive matters are involved, and how quickly trust can be eroded when information leaks. Candace Owens' revelations not only expose hidden details, but also serve as a case study in the broader challenges of handling personal and private information in a highly scrutinized environment. As this story continues to unfold, the public is watching closely, aware that each new revelation could dramatically shift opinions and perspectives. The implications for Charlie, his allies, and those involved in the testing process are far-reaching, and the potential for additional disclosures keeps the tension high. Fans remain invested, analyzing every development, and eagerly awaiting the next chapter in this unfolding saga. By the end of this second segment, it is clear that Candace Owens' revelations have altered the narrative surrounding Charlie Kirk. Trust, secrecy, and transparency are now central to understanding his behavior, relationships, and public interactions. Fans are left with a more nuanced view of the challenges he faced, while commentators continue to debate the ethical and personal consequences of the DNA test situation and its exposure to the public. The public reaction to Candace Owens' revelations about Charlie Kirk's DNA test situation has been immediate and intense. Fans across social media platforms are analyzing every detail, debating motives, and attempting to understand why Charlie allegedly maintained such a cautious stance toward even his closest allies. The leak has provided context for his previously guarded behavior, showing that his mistrust was a response to repeated breaches of confidence and the potential manipulation of sensitive information. Twitter has been flooded with threads breaking down Candace's statements, with fans comparing them to past events and interviews for clarity. TikTok and Instagram have become centers for reaction videos, where influencers dissect each piece of information and speculate on what it might mean for Charlie's personal and public life. Discussion boards are buzzing with theories about the implications of undisclosed DNA tests, the people involved, and what this might reveal about hidden dynamics within Charlie's circle. Insiders close to Charlie suggest that the leak has fundamentally changed the way his inner circle operates. Relationships are being re-evaluated, trust is being reconsidered, and strategies are being implemented to manage the fallout. Friends and advisors reportedly spent hours discussing the implications, planning how to address both public scrutiny and personal consequences. While some allies are concerned about potential backlash, others recognize that Candace's revelations have clarified much of the confusion surrounding the situation, allowing them to better understand Charlie's choices. Ethics experts and media analysts have weighed in on the leak as well. The discussion revolves around consent, privacy, and the public's right to know. Candace Owens' decision to reveal sensitive information has sparked debate over whether transparency outweighs potential harm. While some praise her for exposing the truth, others caution that the disclosure could have long-term consequences, both for those involved and for public trust in how private matters are handled. Public perception of Charlie Kirk has undergone a significant shift. Those who previously criticized his cautious approach now see it in a new light, recognizing that navigating sensitive matters under public scrutiny is exceptionally difficult. Candace's revelations highlight the pressures he faced, the importance of protecting private information, and the challenges of maintaining trust in a high-stakes environment. His careful approach to interactions and decisions now appears not as paranoia, but as a necessary measure to safeguard both personal and professional interests. The leak has also intensified debates among fans regarding the motivations behind Candace Owens' disclosure. Some believe she acted in the interest of transparency and public awareness, while others speculate that strategic timing and personal influence may have played a role. Regardless of motive, the revelation has become a pivotal moment in the narrative, prompting both public discussion and media coverage that ensures the story remains in the spotlight. Experts suggest that the implications of the leak extend beyond Charlie and his immediate circle. It serves as a broader lesson about the importance of privacy, the impact of insider knowledge, and the potential consequences of sharing sensitive information. The unfolding saga underscores the delicate balance between revealing the truth and respecting personal boundaries, especially when public figures are involved. Candace Owens' revelations have amplified this discussion, making the story not only a personal drama, but also a reflection of societal concerns regarding trust, transparency, and accountability. Fans remain highly engaged, anticipating what comes next. The leak raises questions about potential additional revelations, responses from Charlie Kirk, and the reactions of other key figures in the situation. Each new statement, interview, or piece of evidence has the potential to reshape the narrative, keeping the audience captivated and invested in the story. Social media trends and discussions indicate that the topic will continue to dominate public conversation for the foreseeable future. The controversy has also sparked dialogue about the emotional and psychological toll of such a situation. Charlie's cautious demeanor, private deliberations, and guarded interactions now make sense in the context of repeated breaches of trust. Candace Owens' leak has not only clarified these behaviors, but has also illustrated the intense pressure of living under constant scrutiny, where every decision can have amplified consequences. The revelations bring an understanding of the human element behind public perception and highlight the personal stakes involved. By the end of this segment, it's clear that Candace Owens' leak has fundamentally reshaped the narrative surrounding Charlie Kirk. Fans and commentators alike now view his actions, decisions, and mistrust through a lens informed by new information. The story illustrates the complex interplay of trust, secrecy, and public scrutiny in high-profile situations. Charlie's experience provides insight into the challenges faced by individuals whose private matters become subjects of public fascination, while Candace's disclosure demonstrates the power of insider knowledge to influence perception and discussion. The ongoing discussion emphasizes that the situation is far from resolved. Questions remain about future disclosures, possible consequences, and the broader implications for trust within Charlie's circle. Fans remain eager for updates, while media outlets continue to analyze every statement and reaction. Candace Owens' revelations have set the stage for continued debate and scrutiny, ensuring that this story remains a central topic in social discourse for weeks, if not months, to come. Ultimately, the leak is more than just a revelation, it's a turning point in the narrative. It illuminates the reasons behind Charlie Kirk's guarded behavior, the stakes involved in managing private information, and the ethical considerations surrounding public disclosures. For fans, insiders, and commentators alike, the story provides both drama and insight, revealing the complexities of navigating trust, transparency,